All right, you all, I'm showing you my planning board. And it's the size of a whole friggin' wall. You see how large it is. Okay, so I have a section dedicated to each chapter. Okay. Um, okay, so my introductory chapter is right here. I have more of it already written on paper, but I need to expand this. So I'm going to do some planning on here for this. Since I had it already written and submitted, here is my chapter 2 that I really was working on focusing. I was funneling my ideas through my 3 theoretical frameworks, and I was looking at, making it focused and like precise so I wouldn't ramble. And then these are some other notes about various tests that could be used in my research. And then these are the theoretical frameworks that I'm considering. And then one of my friends suggested that I look for sources in this order. And then he also suggested that I check with my chair to make sure dissertations are considered good sources from my university, because some universities do not consider dissertations good sources. And then, so I have my resources that I had already accumulated. I have been accumulating these for over my duration of my research and my studies. So I've got hundreds of resources down here. And then I have, studies that I have looked through to glean. Like this is from my first theoretical framework from Bandura, so I'm really looking through here. But other ones are supporting, and they're for my other 2 theoretical frameworks. And then here are the books that I'm using. These are the books on how to write and plan and plan out writing. And these are actually the content books on content. And this is more on process. So I wanted to share, like, before I leave, I just wanted to give you all these tips. Okay, because now these tips are from a couple of years ago that I received from a person who deals more with helping leaders develop strong habits. And James Clear is the source. And James Clear says some very good key tips. So he says the key to building lasting habits is focusing on creating your new identity. So those of us who are studying, it's important for us to begin to see ourselves as researchers and not just students of research, because if you're in the dissertation, if you're a dissertation candidate, you are now a producer of research, not just a consumer. So we have to build a new lasting identity for ourselves first before we can begin to establish lasting habits. So once we begin daily to identify as our new role, then we change our behaviors for good by believing these new things about ourselves. So we believe that we are producers of research. We believe that we can contribute to policy design or policy implementation or whatever it is that you want to do. You want to continue to research or whatever your new role will look like. You begin to change your behavior and start believing your new identity. And now a recipe for sustained success is to decide the type of person you want to be, and then prove it to yourself with small wins. So those of us who are working on a dissertation or a research project of this magnitude, there are little steps that we have to do every day. So just routines, 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 routines. So like we need a reminder for the routine, and then we reward ourselves for conducting the routine. So set a reminder. It could be like your alarm clock goes off, your a television show comes on, or the news program comes on, or the sun is shining in the window. Some type of reminder for you. You set your alarm on your phone, and when that reminder happens, you immediately go into your routine. Because when you begin doing these habits, then you're building habits, and you're producing small wins that reinforce your new identity as a researcher, or policy analyst or policy implementer or whatever. And then you reward yourself when you're done. So you can do small rewards periodically, or you can save up for a larger reward. But you pick the right small behavior, you sequence that small behavior right, and then if you do that routinely, you don't have to motivate yourself to have to grow. You will grow. It will happen naturally because you're reminding yourself with some reminder, you're doing the routine, and then you're rewarding yourself. It's just like planting a seed in the ground. That good seed planted in good soil will produce good fruit. Okay, so my sources are James Clear, BJ Fogg, and I'm going to talk to you all on my next video, or on a later video about Charles Duhigg's The Power of Habit. Okay? All right, so set a schedule, not a deadline, to build good habits. Bye.